Hi, it's Jennifer, Minds and Motion Coordinator with the Alzheimer's Society of Waterloo, Wellington, and I'm here today with another game, something fun for you to do to get you thinking, using your brain, and hopefully having a good time. Okay, so what I have today is an activity called a question of threes. Basically, I have, each question has 3 items which I will explain or say to you, and I'm also going to show you them written down. And what I want you to think about is, what do these groups of 3 have in common? So you're looking for a commonality between the 3 items. Okay, so we're just going to start with an example so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. I'm going to put my glasses on here. If you're working together as a pair, maybe get out a piece of paper so that you can write down your answers if that works for you. There's going to be a total of 20 questions, and I think I'm going to give you the answers as we go. I'll give you time to figure it out, but you'll start to understand where we're going with this. So, question of threes. Here's our first example here, just to get you understanding how this game works. So we have piano, computer, and house. So I'll read them again: piano, computer, and house. What is common about these 3 items? So you've got to think about each item, what comes to mind when you think about a piano or a computer, and then think about the other 2 items. Do they have that in common? So hopefully you're on the same wavelength here as I am. So the commonality here is keys. All of these 3 items have keys. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. Let's give it a try. I'm going to take it back to the beginning. So again, we have 20 of these. So let's start with number 1. Picnic, card, and pool. As in, not as in swimming pool. So there's a hint for you. So picnic, card, and pool. So you want to think about what's common to these 3 items. I could give you a little bit of maybe a hint there if you're struggling. Think about this here that I'm working on. That would be what's in common. Okay, so the answer is they are all tables. Picnic table, card table, pool table. So I hope that worked for you. That would be number 1. Number 2, earth, book, inch. Earth, book, inch. What is common about these 3 items? So get your brain working, maybe work together. And the answer is they are all worms. Earthworm, bookworm, are you a bookworm? Inchworm. Okay, so hopefully you got that one right. Let's move on. Number 3, onion, napkin, wedding. Onion, napkin, and wedding. What do these 3 items have in common? There's a little tip for you here. My finger. They all have rings. Okay? Moving on. Number 3. Egg, safe, and whip. Egg, safe, and whip. What is common about these 3 items? As I look at my answer here, they all have to be, what do you do with a safe? They all have to be cracked. Is that right? Oh yes, okay. So my printing is kind of small here. So you would crack an egg, you have to crack a safe, and then you have to crack a whip. I was thinking about whipping the egg, sorry. Wrong train of thought there. Hopefully you got that one a little more easily than I did. I have the answers, so that's not saying much. All right, number 5. Eyes, eggs, and laundry. Eyes, eggs, and laundry. What do these 3 items have in common? Give you a couple of seconds here to figure it out. A little bit of a hint if you're struggling. It has to do with a color. They all have whites. The whites of your eyes, the whites of the egg, and white laundry, right? Okay, number 6. Blue, goose, and black. Blue, goose, and black. What's in common about these 3 items? All right, little hint. Jam for anyone? They are all types of, cameraman? No, he doesn't know. Berries. See? Not always so easy. They are all types of berries. Blueberry, gooseberry, blackberry. Okay, a gooseberry. Yeah, they're kind of tart, I think. You can make gooseberry jam. I don't know if we have gooseberries here in Ontario. Anyway, that's for another quiz. There's a trivia for you. Number 7, Swiss cheese, a donut, a bowling ball. What do they have in common? Swiss cheese, donut, and bowling ball. All right, think about it. They all have holes. They all have holes. Yes, I got that right. They all have holes. All right, number 8, penny. Oh, this is for our American friends. I got this from an American source. So you want to think about America with this particular one. Penny, Ford Motor Company, and Nebraska. So Penny, Ford Motor Company, and Nebraska. And the commonality between them is they all have Lincolns. Lincoln. So the penny, I guess Abraham Lincoln must be on the American penny. Ford Motor Company makes a type of car called a Lincoln, and there's a place called Lincoln, Nebraska. So there you go. There's a question for you and Donald Trump. All right, moving on to number 9. Tent, baseball, and horseshoe. What's in common between a tent, a baseball, and a horseshoe? I have to peek at my answer for that one. Any thoughts? They all have to be pitched, right? You pitch a baseball, you pitch a horseshoe, and you pitch a tent. And we'll leave that at that. All right? They all have to be pitched. Number 10, school, skate, and dart. School, skate, and dart. So think about it. There's one word that you could add to each of these 3 words, and it would be the same word for all 3, and it would mean something. Any thoughts? The answer is board. So a school board, a skateboard, or a dartboard. Number 11, flag, tent, magnet. I gotta peek at this one. Okay, here's a kind of a science-y, well, not really science-y. What does a flag, a tent, and a magnet have in common? Think a little harder. If you're struggling, think of something long and narrow. They all have a pole, flagpole. There is a pole in a tent, and the pole, right, science camera guy, pole of a magnet, right? 12, fortune, bank, and story. Fortune, bank, and story. What do they have in common? Think, keep thinking, and if you would like the answer, they are all types of teller. Teller as in T-E-L-L-E-R. So there's the old fortune teller, the bank teller, and a storyteller. Okay, number 12, that was 12. This is 13. Turtle, M&M candy, and ocean. What do these 3 items have in common? Turtle, M&M candy, and ocean. I can see you thinking hard. All right, it has to do with the outside, right? The shell is the answer. They all have a shell. So the turtle has his shell. M&M candy has a hard candy shell, right? So it doesn't melt in your hands. I think that's what they say in the advertisement. And of course, we have the shells from the ocean. All right, moving on. 14, pumpkins. Hope you're hanging in here with me. Pumpkins, turkeys, and initials. What do these... okay, so I had to cheat at the answers. What do these have in common? Pumpkins, turkeys, and initials. Think about what you do to pumpkins at Halloween. You turn them into a jack-o'-lantern because you carve them. All these items have to be carved. So pumpkins are carved, turkeys are carved, and initials are carved, maybe into a tree or wherever else you want to carve them. I remember once we carved our initials with my son into a freshly set sidewalk. That was a lot of fun. Don't tell anybody, but anyway. Number 15, head, tail, and cross. What do these have in common? Head, tail, and cross. I'll give you a little hint. Does that help? They are all types of wind, right? A headwind, tailwind, and a crosswind. Okay. Number 16, Africa, Little Red Riding Hood, and a matador. What's a matador? A matador is one of those Spanish guys that fights the bulls, right? He's called, I think, is that right, cameraman? A matador. So what does Africa, Little Red Riding Hood, and a matador have in common? They all have cape. What? Cape. Cape, yes. Cameraman knows. They all have capes. The Cape of Africa, Little Red Riding Hood wore a red cape, and the matador has usually a red cape too to get that poor bull to run at him. Okay, 17. I know I mixed some of these up, but I think I'm good. 17 matches. So what is the commonality between electronic, fan, and junk? Electronic, fan, and junk. They are all types of mail, electronic mail, right? That's your email you get on your computer. The fan mail, right, when you're famous. And of course, good old junk mail that everybody loves to hate. Okay, so there you go. Number 18, florist, furniture store, and obstetrician. What do they have in common? What a collection of 3 different items, right? But they do have something common: florist, furniture store, and obstetrician. They all make, maybe not so much these days, but they all make deliveries, right? Florist delivers flowers, furniture store will deliver your new couch, and of course the obstetrician delivers babies. There you go. 19, 2 more left, bear with me. Radio, car engine, and piano. What do they have in common? The radio, car engine, and piano. They all have to be or can be tuned, right? You tune the radio, you tune up your car engine, and of course you tune your piano. And last but not least, hope you're hanging in there with me, baseball glove, pool table, and jeans. Baseball glove, pool table, and jeans. What do they have in common? Thinking last time? They all have a, I don't know if you can see me here, I'm putting my hand in my back pocket. They all have pockets. Now, baseball glove, what kind of a pocket does a baseball glove have?
Where the ball hits.
Oh, the pocket. Got it. I never liked baseball. Pool table, the pockets all around the outside where the ball goes in, and of course, pockets in your jeans. Okay, there you go. Hope you're feeling smarter. Hope you had some fun. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.